Okay,
We all set, Mayor?
you're good.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to pre-council meeting for April 22nd, 2021. We'll jump right into it, going through Monday's agenda. The assignment of the prayer, I have that for Monday. You all should have received the packet with the minutes. So, if you haven't taken time to look at those, go ahead and we'll address that on Monday. You also had the budget report, and Mayor, if you could maybe give us a quick update where we stand as of today.
Sure.
Today.
So as of the end of March 31st, which would represent 25% of our budget year completed, our revenues are at 24%. Now our real estate taxes would just be starting to come in now. And what I did was I looked back to not last year because of COVID, but I looked back to March of 2019. And our revenues were at 20%, and we're at 24% this year. So we're on par, maybe even a little bit ahead. Our expenditures are 16.62%, so we're under budget there. So we're performing better than anticipated. So things look good.
Great. Okay. Any questions for the mayor concerning the budget?
Mayor, when you did look back at 2019 at the revenue number, the expense number, was that in similar contrast or?
The expense number, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was a little bit higher than where we are right now. I think it was 18%. I'd have to double check those, but it was in line with, it was definitely under budget. But I think it was a little bit more than where we are right now.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions on the budget tonight? All right, moving on. Communications. We have two communications. The first from Mayor Sherry L. Capello informing council of the reappointment of Brian Martin as an alternate member of the Zoning Hearing Board for a 3-year term effective April 13th, 2021. First appointed March 16th, 2021 to fill the unexpired term of Craig Gates. And Mayor, if you could just elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, I'm really not going to go into too much detail. We did last month. He had expressed an interest in serving on a committee or a board or a commission, and we had a vacancy as an alternate member on the Zoning Hearing Board. And with his background in a contracting type business and dealing with properties and buildings and things like that, I thought that the Zoning Hearing Board would be something that could be of interest to him. He was interested, and so we appointed him. And as you'll see under resolutions, strong home rule charter for strong mayor. The mayor makes appointments to boards, but the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code also indicates that the government body shall appoint to a planning commission or zoning hearing board. So that is why you'll see the dual action.
And again, we were through this last month. Any questions from council for the mayor? Okay. Second communication that we have from Mayor Sherry L. Capello informing council of the appointment of career firefighter Anthony Ficco III to the City of Lebanon Firemen's Pension Fund Board to fill the unexpired term of Michael Dobb, effective retroactively to January 1st, 2020. Term expires January 2022. And Mayor, just a little background there.
Sure. So the career firefighters vote to decide who will represent them on the Firemen's Pension Board. And at the beginning of the year, they voted to place a new career firefighter on the pension board, obviously Anthony Ficco. And basically the pension board, this particular pension board, has 2 career firefighters, 2 residents, and the mayor, in addition to actuaries and other consultants. But they're not board members, they're just there as guests to provide information.
Okay. And does anyone have any questions concerning the second communication? Okay. Thank you, Mayor. Moving on, resolutions. We have 3 resolutions Monday night. And the first resolution is confirming the reappointment of Brian Martin as the alternate member of the Zoning Hearing Board for a term of 3 years, effective April 13th, 2021, first appointed March 16th, 2021, to fill the unexpired term of Craig Gates. I think I'll go ahead and take that resolution. I don't know if anyone has any questions. I think we've covered this enough. Questions? Okay, so I'll take that. The second resolution we have Monday night is approving the fiscal year 2021 annual action plan for the Community Development Block Grant Program. And Mayor, if you could give us a little background there.
Sure. So not to steal Janelle's thunder for when she gives all of the information for the public hearing, for the most part, most of the budgeted activities that we're proposing are in line with past years, with the exception of one item. And we'll get into a little bit more about that particular item on Monday night at the hearing, but it's involving fire apparatus.
Okay. All right, we look forward to that, Janelle. And who would like to take that resolution?
I can take that, Chairman.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Carey. All right. And any questions for the mayor concerning that resolution? All right, hearing none. The third resolution we have Monday night is authorizing the disposition of various documents in the Department of Public Works. And again, a quick word, Mayor, I know we've been through this. We've been going through a lot of this lately.
Yeah. So Robin is really cleaning house on this one. She's reaching back into the 1970s.
Oh, Robin.
Oh my goodness. Basically, it's mainly contracts for items that like sale of timber, the annual paving bids, demolition of the Butex plant and Meadowland apartments, purchasing of a leaf vacuum loader, repairs to the roof here at the municipal building, the annual roadstone bid, concrete bids, fire hose bid, winter salt bid, purchase of a street sweeper and things like that. So basically these documents are mainly bid or contract documents from like 1970 to 1988, 1990, the year my firstborn was born.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's time to probably clean that house up. Who would like
Take that one.
that resolution?
I can take that one.
Okay, Dan. Thank you, Mr. Boast.
You're
And are
welcome.
there any questions for the mayor concerning the disposition of the various documents? Okay. All right, moving on. We're actually going to start Monday's council meeting with a separate hearing. It's a public hearing to receive comments on the 2021 Community Development Block Grant Program. And City Council, the meeting will convene immediately following this public hearing. So we'll be doing that first. The only other item that I have is we had a late addition. Mr. Jay Greene wants to address council. And I'll just read to you, I would like to address City Council at the next meeting, April 26th, to discuss my concerns reference motorized bicycles speeding down the streets of the city. These vehicles are not licensed, not displaying any license. They often travel faster than the posted speed limit. They are a noise nuisance. I have also witnessed them traveling in an unsafe manner. And he ends this with, in reviewing the Pennsylvania Transportation website, I believe these vehicles and or drivers may be in violation of PA law. And he attached some information that we will have sent out. Cheryl, I don't know if you, I believe that went out to, I don't know if that went out to everyone. I know I received it. It will go out to everyone. And we've approved Mr. Greene to address council on Monday night. So that is the our formal agenda for Monday night. And I can open it up now to the floor. Council, do you have any questions or concerns that you would like to bring up at this time?
Chairman, are we allowed to discuss that in any capacity with the chief before Monday?
That's a good question, Chris, and I'm going to defer to the mayor. Again, I just received this. I know I just received the document, but to answer
Okay.
the question.
So first of all, could you repeat the first sentence? It was about motorized what?
I would like to address this city council concerns reference motorized bicycles speeding down the streets of the city.
Okay. So what I can do is, I knew that Mr. Greene had asked to be put on the agenda for Monday. I wasn't exactly sure what his concerns were. I knew it had something to do with, I wasn't sure if it was mini bikes or what it was exactly. So I asked the chief if he could do a little bit of research before Monday. So if you have specific questions, what I can do is send out an email to you, but you cannot discuss any of the information because you would be violating the sunshine law. So I can provide you with whatever information I can get ahead of time so that you can be better informed for the conversation, but you cannot discuss it among yourselves outside of a.
Yeah, my purposes would be, it would be nice to have some sort of brief from the chief on A, the legality, B, what's been going on, so that when Mr. Greene shows up on Monday, we can have an actual productive discussion about this, having some wherewithal what the city is doing, has been doing, because I know they're not doing anything. I mean, or not doing anything rather. So I think it would be nice if the chief has time. I know this is kind of short notice here to put something together that we could at least all read through, so we have a status report, so to speak, so we can honor Mr. Greene's time, but also maybe get something done.
Correct. And I did ask the chief to do something like that. Now that I know it's more for motorized bicycles, I'll have to have another conversation with him. But yeah, we can definitely, I told him to be prepared by Monday. So as soon as he can put something together for us, I don't know if he was actually going to put something in writing, or I was just going to have him verbally share it at the meeting. But if he can put something together in writing, then of course I'll send it out to you.
And,
Okay,
and I
thank
know
you.
I've had discussions with Mr. Greene as well last year concerning not motorized bicycles, but motorcycles as well. So we look forward to having this discussion with Mr. Greene on Monday.
And Mr. Chair, if there's no other questions, could I add something?
Absolutely. Well,
Okay.
council, any other questions? Okay, Mayor.
So today is Earth Day. It very first Earth Day was in 1970. And the Shade Tree Commission had asked if they could plant a tree in honor of Earth Day, which planting a tree has kind of become the symbol of showing that you care about your environment and our planet. So the city purchased a tree, and two of our Shade Tree Commission members who are the most active, which is Chuck Wertz and Jerry Kolonowski, as well as James from the Public Works Department. They planted the tree this afternoon. And just very briefly, the reason, in 1970, everyone was driving, not a lot of people, a lot of Americans were driving around in gas guzzling vehicles that were using leaded gas. And some of our industry was just pouring their waste from their industry directly into our rivers without any type of pre-treatment. A lot of things were going on because we just didn't know any better. And since the first Earth Day in 1970, we've become more aware of some of these things and how it's hurting our environment and whatnot. So we've become not only more aware, but we started to do things to try and help the environment. And so again, planting a tree, it helps with, in this particular location, it was in the middle of a parking lot. So it helps with the solar effects from parking, for heating and cooling, exhaust and things like that. So I just want to thank, I know Robin Getz was instrumental in helping to pull all of this together. Janelle helped us with some social media today. So I just want to thank the commission members for planting the tree and just recognizing that today is Earth Day, and we can all do a small part in making our planet a better place.
Absolutely. And do we know what species of tree was planted today, Mayor, by any chance? Not to put you on the spot, but.
Robin has that.
It was a paper bark maple, which is native to this area.
Okay, great. Well,
And Mr. Chair, Chris Coyle does have a question then.
okay. I almost forgot about that. Thank you.
Did
We,
Mr. Vice Chair, did you have a question?
Mayor, we can go ahead and let Chris ask his question.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Chris.
I wanted to know the species, and Robin answered that. What parking lot or where exactly is it?
So it's the 9th and Walton, 9th and Cumberland, the small parking lot behind the market. It would be
Yeah.
right along Walton Street, next to the Med Ed little subplant there.
Right,
You'll
okay,
be able to tell, Chris, it has rope that's attached to the 2 parking meter posts where the meters were removed. So you can
Okay.
easily tell where it is.
okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I often park my car right at that spot in the early days in the beginning of the week. So I'm looking forward to the shade that it will bring in the future.
Well, it may take a couple years, yep.
All right. Okay, any other questions? Okay.
Just one other thing to point out, since we're talking about Chuck Works. He also helps to beautify one of the islands at, I call it the downtown lounge parking lot, but along Chestnut Street. He does on his own dime, his own time, plants plantings in there and helps to weed it and makes it more attractive.
Great. Well, a huge thank you. We just
Mr.
can't
Chairman.
talk about our volunteers and everything they do for the city. So a huge thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Chuck's here and we're still at work, but he'd just like to say something.
All right.
He's getting me in trouble. Hi.
He's getting you in trouble.
Hey, I just want to say the quality of the tree that was procured by the city with Robin's help was really top-notch quality. It was an excellent caliper and had a good central trunk to it. And I think I need to correct one thing just so we don't get misquoted or in trouble. It's not a native tree, but it is a city tested tree. We have planted it 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and it's performed well. And so we're trying to diverse the species canopy in the city. And I think it was a good choice. So thank you for your cooperation in providing the truck and the support and the budget to help do it. We hope we can do more in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. With your help, hopefully we can do that.
Mr. Chair, if I can say one more thing.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Since we have Chris Coyle here and from the media, we're talking about Earth Day and the great tree that we planted, which was awesome. And normally I say positive things, but there's a negative thing that I've noticed in the last week or two. And since it's Earth Day, maybe Mr. Coyle could put something out while he talks about this in his release. And that is, please, to the people of Lebanon that are cutting their grass, quit cutting the grass and blowing it out in the street. You know, the MS4 that we've gone through, all that grass and all that junk that you blow out there with your mower goes down the drain, and that gets us in lots of trouble, and it's not good. And since it's Earth Day, it's a good time to remind everybody, blow your mower toward the sidewalk and sweep it up or blow it up or whatever, but quit putting it out in the street where we have, it becomes a problem for the city and for the MS4 and for the stormwater and it goes on and on and on all the way to the Chesapeake Bay.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Chris has another question.
Okay.
Oops. I think I messed you up there, Chris, if you want to unmute again.
All right, now, am I unmuted?
You're good.
What's MS4?
It stands for small municipal. Oh, my word. I know this. It's basically the piped stormwater system in an urban area.
Yeah, okay. So flushing cut grass down storm sewers is not good.
Right.
Okay. That's all, thanks.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions this evening? Okay. Hearing none. Thank you to everyone for attending tonight, and we will see you 6:30 Monday, April 26th. We'll be Zooming again. So have a good
Thank you.
evening.